All right, fourth graders, Monday math, and we're going to be looking at how we can work multi-step problems. Before we get there though, if you'll notice, I still have it on the board, biblical worldview, and I just put that up there for math, and that is 1 Kings, and it is chapter 18, verses 17 through 41, and I hadn't read it to y'all yet, so I wanted to do that real quick. And remember, God is also concerned that men not place too much confidence in numbers or size. Numbers are not everything. And remember, we talked about when Gideon went to war and took his men, and God just kept dwindling the numbers that he was going to use to go to war with. And they ended up being like 300 men that he went into battle with, and they did succeed. And here's another story of Elijah, and so let me read that for you. Then let's see, 1 Kings chapter 18, verses 17. It's on the wrong page. Okay, so let's see. When he saw Elijah, he said to him, "Is that you troubler of Israel?" So this is about Elijah when he was on Mount Carmel. When he saw Elijah, he said to him, "Is that you troubler of Israel?" "I have not made trouble for Israel," Elijah replied, "but you and your father's family have. You have abandoned the Lord's commands and have followed the Baals." Now those were idols that they were worshiping at that time. "Now summon the people from all over Israel to meet me on Mount Carmel, and bring the 450 prophets of Baal and the 400 prophets of Asherah who eat at Jezebel's table." Okay, so these are like the leaders that were in charge of worshiping these idols. So Ahab sent word throughout all Israel and assembled the prophets on Mount Carmel. Elijah went before the people and said, "How long will you waver between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him. But if Baal is God, follow him." But the people said nothing. Then Elijah said to them, "I am the only one of the Lord's prophets left, but Baal has 450 prophets. So again, we're looking at numbers and comparing. Don't let a larger number of people influence who you think is the Lord is going to allow to win. And usually when there's fewer numbers, right, that allows the Lord's glory and his strength to show, and it's not caught up with the people and the number of people. When you go into war, well, they had more men, so they won. And in this case, well, there's only one prophet that is standing up for God at this time. Surely he will falter, and all these prophets that are leading people to worship Baal, then they should succeed, correct? But again, the Lord doesn't work that way, does he? He works, he usually goes for the underdog, or the one who is just, you can't imagine him winning. But it's because then you can see the Lord's power at work and not the individuals or the army's power. So I will continue reading on that throughout this week and to get through the story. But again, I just wanted to point out those numbers, and they'll continue to go through that and show the strength of our God versus the idols. And all right, so fourth grade, I want you to pull out your lesson 68 from Friday when we were multiplying 3-digit numbers, and we started learning how to do that. And so Mrs. Roney can pause me until y'all have your lesson 68 out and ready to go. Okay? All right, so I'm going to go through and give you your answers. If you don't understand one, circle it with your red pencil. Remember, we have our red pencils out also. No one is correcting with their regular pencils. but circle it and ask. I love that Mrs. Roney is there again to be able to help you. And Mrs. Roney, you can text me if you need an answer to one or you have a question about one. Please feel free to do that. All right, so we're on page 233 in your books. And number one, the answer is $36. And you, again, these are word problems, so you're going to label them. Number two is 20 apples. And if you don't get an answer, Mrs. Roney can go back and she can either look at how to work the problem or come back and rewind this video. Number three is 10 p.m. Now, if they talk about morning or evening, you have to label it a.m. or p.m. Number four is 585 raccoons. So you need to have labeled it some way like that. Number five, all right, so we're writing a number in expanded form. Remember, that's expanded form is when we get all of our zeros in there and we actually represent what each digit, its value of each digit is. So what I'll do is I'll turn my video this way. Let's see, hopefully y'all can see it. Remember, just work with me. I know this is rough, but we'll get through it. All right, so, and then they want you to write it in words. So 8,402, can y'all see? So 8, I need to put this red marker away. It's gonna make me mad. $8,000. Remember, our plus sign is our glue that sticks them together. 400. Now, do I have any tens in this? No, I don't. So 400 and my plus sign to hold them together is 2. So remember, in expanded form, where you can put the zeros in it to expand it out. And get rid of that text. Okay. And then we're going to write it in words. So 8,000. And listen, just like I did with the third grade, you're pretty much going to be able to listen to what you say when you read the number, and those are the words you're going to use. So 8, we have to know how to spell the word 8, and 1,000. Tomorrow I'm going to give third grade their list for spelling the number words. 8,000. Now remember, I would put a comma here after 8,000 if I was writing it in digits. So I'm going to do that when I write the words also. 400, and I'm actually saying 100, so I have to write that out. 2. Now, again, we don't want to say and 2. It's 8,402, and I have to catch myself on that occasionally also. All right, let's keep going. All right, number 6, fourth multiple of 7 is 28. Sixth multiple of 6 is 36. Gonna add them together. Add these multiples. What is the square root of the answer? Okay, so added together is 64. What is the square root? Yes, 8. What two numbers would you multiply that are the same to get 64 to equal 64? All right, number 7 is September 9th, 2042. Number 8, 18. N is equal to 18. Number 9, 26 feet. Remember, we add up all of those numbers going around the perimeter, add up the length of all the sides. And they said that the dimensions are in feet, so you need to label your answer with feet. Compare these fractions. Shade 2 circles. You should have drawn your circles. And 1/2 is equal to 2/4 is what you should have gotten. Number 11, your arrow is pointing at 7 and 7/10. If you have a question about that, ask Mrs. Veroni. Number 12, draw a rectangle and shade about 30% of it. So still working with those percentages. 30% would be about 1/3 of the rectangle, because 30 plus 30 plus 30 is 90, which is almost 100%. So you're going to do about 1/3 of your rectangle. Number 13, remember we're going to label in dollars, $20.01. Number 14 is 948. Number 15, $12.71. Number 16, 4,784. Number 17, 2,304. Number 18, $11.20. Number 19, 184. Number 20, 7, remainder 1. Number 21, 6, remainder 3. Number 22, 8, remainder 3. Number 23, 5, remainder 2. And you can always put that in the little house if that's easier for you to work it. You just have to put the right numbers in the right place. Number 24 is 8, remainder 1. Number 25, 7, remainder 1. 26, n equals 6. 27, n equals 9. 28, n equals 6. How'd you do, Abby? I hope you did well on that. All right, remember to check your work. If you have any questions, get with Mrs. Veroni. I think that's it for 4th grade. You guys are going to do, oh no, I'm sorry. I had a whole lesson to do with you. It shouldn't take very long though. So we're on lesson 69, and it's 2-step equations. But I wanted to real quick remind you of what a scale is. Okay, remember scale, you can go to the grocery store and you can weigh your fruit or whatever. Well, I've had that scale out. I have it at school, so I can't show you here. But if you put something on each side of it, for it to be even, you have to have the same weight on each side for it to be balanced, right? So I want you to think of that equal sign being in the middle of that scale, and whatever's on this side has to equal what's on this side for it to be balanced. Otherwise, it's going to lean towards one side. One side's going to be heavier and it's going to tilt, right? We're going to tilt to one side. So whenever we do a math problem, if you see an equal sign in the middle, that means what is on this side has to be equal to what's on this side. But in this case, and I think y'all are well aware of that, but you may have to do a couple of steps to figure out what a missing number is in your problem. So looking at 3 times 5 equals 2 plus n. Okay, I can't figure out what n is until I know what I need it to be in order for it to be equal to this. So my question is, what is 3 times 5? We'll figure that out. It's 15. Now I know what I need this side to equal, okay? So I'm going to put my equal sign. 2 plus what? What would I add 2 to for it to equal 15, to be the same thing? What do y'all think? Alex? Colt? Whitten? Y'all think 13? 13 plus 2 is 15. So your n would be equal to 13. I think y'all can see that. Okay? So your n would equal 13. Now, I want you guys to do the practice problems. Oh, wait. Y'all, I'm so sorry. You're just going to have to hang with me. I'm trying to do all these different videos, and I'm forgetting who I'm talking to. So, yeah, never mind, Winton, 3rd graders. That question wasn't for you. 4th grade. If you need to stop the video to get your boards, you may. Y'all split up, or actually, why don't you guys do both A and B, the practice on those. And Mrs. She doesn't have a copy of that. So why don't y'all turn that off, and I will give you the answers in just a minute after you've had some time. Mrs. Veroni can turn me back on when it's time to, when you're ready to know what the answers are. Okay, so everybody work A and B. Don't erase them. Leave room for each one on your board, and figure out what N is and B so that you've worked them both. All right, and so go ahead and turn me off. Okay, so you must be back. and ready to work these. So real quick, we have 2 plus 17 on this side needs to equal n plus whatever n is plus 5 more. So I need to figure out what 2 plus 17 is. Should be 19. What would I add 5 to here to make 19? And it should be 14. Okay. All right, this one we're going to switch sides. Which one we're going to solve? Our w is on this side. W plus 3 equals 5 times 3, which is similar to what we just did earlier. Okay, so my w is over here, so I can solve what's over here, right? Because I don't have anything missing. So 15. Now what would I need to have here to add 3 to get 15? And we should have 12. It's close to that. Okay, so you guys are going to do lesson 69, pages 236 to 237, all problems. If you have questions, show Mrs. Veroni your book and she should be able to help you with it. And okay, so today we have 2 math classes. Abby and Witten will go during the second math class, so hopefully you can get through with this, and then maybe if you don't, you can have time later when you have extra time and use it wisely to finish this. But I don't think there's anything else. Use this time, and if everybody finishes before the 2 math classes are over, then you can work on flashcards, and then you can check that off for homework. You need to work on something that you are struggling with or that you're not doing real well in. Colt, you can work on your story ones that I've given you. Witten, you need to work on those also. And you can also pull those sheets off on my shelf, those extra ones that I have, if there's something you want to practice over there. Okay, so use your time wisely and don't just sit there and know why you can't read. So take your time and do your best on your work. Okay, see y'all later.